Enterprise. The health food store is located at 3807 East 8 Mile Road between Ryan and DeQuinda, but people say we're between Taco Bell and Long John Silver. We're there to service you 6 days a week from 10 to 7, and that's Monday through Saturday. You can give us a call directly at the store at 586-757 Again, that's 586-757-3438. Our old number still works, 313-366 And if you need to share some information with me directly, you can call me on the cell phone, 313-600-8532. Well, hope everybody is doing better, and I really hope you are sharing information with other family, friends, even enemies, because once they start getting healthy, they may see you in a new light, and the fact that you're giving out love helps promote healing in you. And so it's about forgiving and how the energy flows through you. And speaking about energy, we've had our guests on Healthwise show before, and the powers to be suggested that I asked him to come back, and he's going to be here the first time this year. Dr. Bombay, I'd like to welcome you to the Healthwise show. Thanks, sir.
Thank you very much, brother. Thank you. It's always a pleasure. It's like to come back to family.
Yes, yes, yes. This is the home for a lot of rebels. WHBR. It in itself is a rebel station, but we got a 200-foot tower so you can reach out to the whole metropolitan Detroit area. And Dr. Bombay, you got a reputation in Detroit, and you've helped literally dozens, or hundreds, or probably thousands of people by now. Okay. Could you, and I know you're from India, could you tell us a little bit about yourself, what even drove you here to Detroit, or how you got into this healing, using these herbs and oils and formulas and spices and potions?
Soon, coming soon. Love potions too.
Okay.
Well, I was born in India. Was raised in two different facets of city and village life.
Okay.
And in both those areas, we didn't have the so-called pharmacies like we have now, where the Indians are studying to become doctors, and they're going back to India and they're practicing the same thing they're practicing here.
Okay.
So things are not getting better necessarily; they're getting worse there too.
Wow.
People that used to go to their backyard and grab a piece of neem and get rid of their diabetes now are taking diabetes medications and all kind of things. But growing up, my grandfather taught me how to look at the plants and what they do, and that they're here for a reason. And there's a connection between us. You hear nowadays people talking to their plants and stuff like that.
Right.
We used to hug trees when we were little.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
You know.
I've done that at Belle Isle. I mean, it's the plants and us. We so dependent on each other. I mean, we breathe out oxygen. We breathe out carbon monoxide and breathe in oxygen, and that's the opposite of what a tree do.
Yeah.
And saying how did the tree get its nourishment from the roots to the top of the tree, going against gravity? It's the same thing that we do.
Yeah.
We're so connected to the trees, so hugging them is a good thing.
It's a beautiful thing. We played on them, we hugged them, we appreciated them.
Right.
As compared to, well, let's just chop down this tree, it's blocking my window or whatever.
Right.
And we grew things around the windows and doorways of the houses and everything. Everything was symbiotic, so that we didn't have to go out there and try to get raid and kill some pests when a natural herb or bush will do it.
Right. Okay.
So I learned a lot of that when I was growing up. I had abilities inside I didn't know of until it started maturing later in life, and I started evolving with it. I used to be around people, and they started getting better. The energy was there. from the get-go. The gift was there.
Okay.
I just didn't have a set of instructions, like,
Okay, but you was on the path though.
yeah,
Okay.
you can't escape your destiny sometimes. You
Right.
try whatever you do, but it'll always draw you in.
Okay.
And this has drawn me in again. When I first came to America, I wasn't sick. I was never sick. A lot of people around me started getting sick, and then I started hearing about diabetes and this and that. But growing up, we didn't know a lot of these things because we were able to overcome them.
Okay.
It didn't take a lot to do it either. It was certain plants and bushes that my grandfather taught me, which are what they call the higher intelligence herbs.
Mm.
And the higher intelligence herbs connect with your intelligence, and they're able to give you a more of a divine healing component than just a regular, small time.
Healing.
Yeah.
Um, let y'all know this Saturday, Dr. Bombay is going to be at Healthwise at 2 to 4 to answer your questions, present information, have the products that you see on display here. We know about the neem oil and we know about the Hawataki, but he has literally a lot more herbs than that. And Hawataki
Hmm.
had a lot more herbs than that. And we're going to get into those. So one of the reasons I asked him to come in to the show is because we have so many of it herbs when I personally don't know what they all do. But uh, our sister Batia, she worked closely with Dr. Bombay, and she's in on Mondays and Thursdays. And so, for her being in there by working closely with Dr. Bombay and traveled around the country, met his mama and things like that. I said, well, okay, well, we can have her come in and share information about Dr. Bombay's products. But I myself want to know too. And I say, well, probably a lot of folks want to know what some of these other products that you have, what they do. Because in India, it's interesting. I've been wanting to ask you this question for the longest. I ran across this article that said that what you call it, dementia and Alzheimer's. Of all the countries in the world, in India, they have the least. It's hard to find a person in India with dementia and Alzheimer's, and it's easy to find 100 in the United States with
Hmm.
dementia and Alzheimer's. And they say the reason is because they take turmeric, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Hmm.
And they did a study, and they found out that giving these people 765 milligrams of turmeric per day got rid of 80% of the turmeric. I mean, got 80% of the dementia and Alzheimer's
Hmm.
because it broke up the plaque that was in
Yes.
the brain
Yes.
and did something that they say in the medical industry that couldn't be done, build new brain cells.
Hmm.
So I was wondering, though, do you have products that do that, or turmeric product, or what can you add to that?
Well, you're right. I mean, when you look at the curries and stuff like that, they're usually yellow. Uh,
Hmm.
Turmeric by itself, I have turmeric oil as yellow. You get some on your finger, it'll not leave you. And when people when there's marriages going on, the women would bathe in turmeric
Wow.
so that it would be purified, so to speak, for their husband.
Okay.
So turmeric has always been loved by us and accepted by us. Yes. Now, there's two components to what you're saying. One is the fact that you have plaque. The plaque builds up because of mucus,
Mm.
and mucus because of digestion. So a lot of time when we cook with turmeric, we cook with ginger and all these other things.
Mm.
There were digestive aids on the one hand. So back in the days, people were skinny,
Mm.
in India, and because their digestion was complete, they were able to assimilate the food that they had, and they
Mm.
were able to eliminate the rest. And as other doctors here, famous people have said that there's only one disease, mucus.
Mm.
Now you take that mucus and it goes into the brain and it starts hardening in those different areas of the brain. If you look at a cross section of Alzheimer's, it looks like different train stations, stops, around,
Okay.
like a whole network of train stations. And this is the plaque you're speaking of.
Okay.
So yes, the harataki will break down plaque. The neem breaks down plaque. A lot of these herbs that you see in front of you, these are what I call the king, queen, and the top generals in the plant kingdom,
Okay.
and they all, being of a higher so-called stature in nature, they do multiple things. So each one is a multitasker.
Okay.
Okay, so the goal is to take each one and complement each other, so you can get rid of a problem.
Okay.
Okay, yes, you do the Tulsi, dementia's gone too.
Tulsi. Okay.
Tulsi, Harataki, dementia's gone. Trifla, a lot of these products, Chyawanprash, they'll all do that
Okay.
because they all do multiple things. The biggest thing they all do is digestion. And in that digestive process, as you mentioned, creating brain cells,
Okay.
that would be the fourth stage of your digestion.
Okay.
So when you eat something now, within 60, 90 days, as you are transforming the liquid nourishment into body parts, because that's what we do,
Mm.
at around the 40th day, you're going to start recreating brain cells.
Okay. So if I bring my mom's in there, who's like 84, a young 84, and she been taking the turmeric, actually 1,000 milligrams of the turmeric. With that, we would just add this haotaki and have her drinking the neem oil and some
She will be
couple
doing
other
the anointing
things.
with the neem oil.
She what?
Anoint with the neem oil.
Anointing with the
Yeah,
neem oil. Now,
because it
when you
says
say anointing with the neem, I was gonna do that this morning. I said, "No, I'm gonna wait till I get to the show and do it."
we can do it now in front of people, or they can
Okay.
come on Saturday and they can
And
get a real live experience with the anointing.
okay, well, can we do both? They
So we
can.
can do both.
Okay, great.
This is the neem oil. Make sure that it's liquid and it's dark because in the cold it gels.
Yes.
When you see the fatty globule, when it gels up, looks like butter.
Yes.
That's the fatty globules in the oil,
Okay.
and that's where the efficacy is. So you want to make sure you can hold it for 5, 10 minutes. Your energy will connect with it too. Your temperature is 98.6, so it's going to
Mm.
definitely melt it.
Okay.
And shake it until it's a dark consistency similar to this.
Okay.
Then you put some in your left hand. People want to know exactly how many drops. I say about 9 drops at least.
That was about 20 there. But eating this stuff.
Then take your pinky, dip it in the oil like a paintbrush, coat the inside of your left nostril first, and then sniff it because you want it to go towards your sinuses. Dip it again, do the other side. Make sure you're coating the inside of your nose because the heat will vaporize it just like the Vicks people have that machine.
Okay.
They used to vaporize. And then do your ears. Just to get rid of ear infections.
I usually take mine and put it along not only in the inside of the ear, but I put it around the edge of the ear because I know that hits all the meridian
Marines,
points and
that's
stuff.
correct. You preocular points.
Okay.
And then just love yourself. Get the back of your fingers. Some people have stiffnesses in their fingers. They can massage it in. Take a minute to massage it. Get your wrists because these are movement joints. Your car has oil in it and it's lubricating your parts in the car all the time, but we don't have it like that. So we have to maintain ourselves. So once you do that, put it all over your face. Get over your eyelids because you want to get mucus out of your eyes. In around your ears, like you said, preocular points, and then throat and neck. And what that'll do is that'll create a pesticide line where the parasites or whatnot will not go to your head also.
Okay. Yes, because doing it on your earlobes, doing it on your face, it hits all the meridian points
And your
in your
hands.
body and stuff. And your hands, right.
Reflexology, right?
Yes.
Rub your hands a little bit. Get that heat, that friction, that energy, and connect with it. And cup your nose, your mouth, and breathe it in deep through your nose slowly. And you'll smell the vapors going in. Do it slowly and do it further every time. Try to expand your lungs as much as possible so your lungs start expanding more and you start getting more air into your system and more oxygen.
Because your lungs actually hold almost a gallon of air, oxygen. Okay. And a lot of times people have been taught to short breathe when they get spanked on the butt when they come into the world and
Hmm.
stuff. But consciously, doing a deep breath, which takes about maybe 7, 8 seconds, slowly and through your nose with the neem oil in it, it's like escalate you to a level like meditative state.
Correct.
Okay, and when you're in meditative state, then you can start hearing God, and then when you follow God, because that takes nerve, and I know calcium help give you the nerve. There's when you do that, it just seems like it promotes this healing because you're hanging around God, you listening to God. God can get through that programming that we all been exposed to do drugs. It's
Hmm.
not like we lacking drugs, we lacking nourishment.
Yeah.
And the thing I like about these things is that God had his hand in developing this. We just bottled them up.
Exactly.
And that's
Exactly.
why it works so good, folks, because it's God's energy
Yeah.
is alive.
And I didn't have to go and mix this, that, patent it, and then manufacture it in a certain different kind of way. This is pure, right off the tree, right into your bag, right into your water. Start drinking. The oils, the same thing with these products here. They didn't have to be redesigned,
Mm,
reformulated, and all kind of stuff. If from the old days, if this tincture worked for you, that your
yes,
grandparent made or grandfather made, it worked 1,000 years before that.
yes,
Don't you think it's gonna work now?
yes,
You know
even more so.
exactly.
I know Monsanto, uh, been kicked out of India, a lot of places, because they got trying to control the seas and they constantly, poisoning the land over in India, really around the world and
Yeah.
stuff. But I know India, they catch hell up in India because they be fighting them. Okay, like when the Maganti was fighting them back then and stuff. The fight continues on and stuff, and
Oh
it's
yes.
it's about the rich against the poor. And we just bring this information out so we can use these products because they inexpensive, okay, but they effective. That's the thing about it. Um, do you have any particularly goals? And I'm gonna let folks in about 8, 10 minutes. You can call in and ask questions and stuff. The numbers I think is on display here, but we'll get those numbers to you in a minute. But what are your personal goals with all of these products that you want to do here in Detroit or around the country or the world wherever you travel?
Well, they say I brought Nemo to Detroit.
Yes, you did.
And the fruit.
Yes.
Okay. This is the king of the whole plant kingdom. We know this for a fact. The
Okay.
Europeans are just studying it now.
Mm.
I have two fat books from India, which in 2008 I went back to find. They're called the Materia Medica.
Okay.
Just like the doctors have their Materia Medica and everything,
Right.
so do we. And we have the Materia Medica of all the plants that are on this planet
Wow.
in these books. Now the crazy thing is that on the 2 pages where this particular fruit is supposed to be mentioned, the king,
Right.
is blank.
Really? Wow. Well, I just want to thank you for coming to America. And all this ancestry knowledge that's in your DNA. And I guess that's when you talking about how it just you knew it was there, but how it's coming out now. And do you ever? Will you this Saturday? Again, he's going to be here at Healthwise at 3807 East 8 Mile between Ryan and Dequindon. Now we have a small parking lot, but Long John Silver always work with us, and they say that we can park in Long John Silver parking lot too, along the street. There are two streets on both sides of the building. There's parking lots on both sides of the building. Folks can feel comfortable there. Did you ever? Because sometimes I know women sometimes they have resistance with a man. Is it like a sneaky way of getting these herbs into there, like cooking with the herbs?
Oh, absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely.
Will you be giving some recipes and
Saturday.
stuff Saturday?
Well, I'm not a cook necessarily. I've been Americanized, when I was younger.
Okay.
you know, uh, I got under the programming
Mm.
of the media and everything too. So we were chasing pizza and this and that. You
Whew.
know what I mean?
Okay.
So growing up in New York, I loved pizza. We would always look for the best pizza place in the planet, and it
Okay.
was one in Coney Island,
Okay.
specifically. But so my diet is changing. I'm trying to go back to the Indian ways, but it being that takes a little bit longer to cook those Indian foods, the preparation time, and all that
Mm.
kind of stuff. So what I'm doing also right now is studying the nutrition aspect of this,
Okay.
because what we found is that sometimes you could take certain vegetables, you don't want to cook them together.
Okay.
You know, so I'm studying that now.
Okay.
So hopefully by the end of the year, because I got a lot on my plate right now. We're opening up the health center, the healing center.
Right.
That's taking time, and I have still have to do my journey throughout the, touring throughout the northeast side of the
Okay.
corridor.
Okay. The country and stuff.
hmm So we'll definitely have that. But Saturday, if you come, there's we're gonna talk about things like from the men's health perspective and from the women's health perspective, because I've been inundated with calls about women with their fibroids and the HPV situation. There's a lot of calls I'm getting in from Atlanta for herpes, fibroids combinations,
H-
men with prostate issues,
HIV, AIDS.
AIDS. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So and it was in Atlanta that the fastest we were able to help overcome AIDS was like about a month.
Wow.
So it doesn't mean everybody is going to get the same unless they go to war.
When you say go to war, what does that mean?
Well, what that means is when you're going to overcome a problem, uh, everything goes to your digestion anyway. So the more herbs that you take, more of that herb that you take, just like the doctor says, increase the dosage of your medicine. The same way you're increasing the dosage of your medicine. Whether it be this or neem guard, depending upon what you're fighting, then you're more apt to get rid of your problem fast.
I noticed that when I was studying that, and for people that's coming in, when people have the sugar diabetes, you have this one called grandma.
Oh yeah,
What's the name of that?
that's the other thing we're going to be doing is we're
That's
going
the,
to open up some more packages, so to speak, so it'll
okay.
make it easier for the people to know what to get.
But my question, what's that? That it? The grandma something?
It's
How,
called Jim Nim. This is the package
is the
composed of this,
is Janema? What's the name
this
of?
right here,
How you pronounce it?
Jim Nima.
Janema. A lot of folks come in to Healthwise to get the Janema. Now, for the sugar diabetes. But when I was studying this, there's actually 4 different items for the diabetes.
Yeah, there's 4 items.
Okay, so
hmm
Janema is one. The
Neem tablets,
Harataki was another one.
right?
And the
Harataki
neem was,
and the neem oil,
and the neem oil, and one more.
the neem
The
tablets.
neem tablets.
Correct.
Okay. Now, a lot of folks just get the one, the Janema.
Yeah.
That's one thing. But when you talking about going to war,
Yeah.
you want to build up and the more things you get, if you get the big 4, then now you got what you need to, instead of maybe taking 6 months, it may take you 6 weeks or maybe three
Yeah,
months.
3 months. We give everybody about at least 3 months,
Three
because
months.
it takes
Okay.
about 90 days to really fully digest a full cycle.
Okay.
The reason why this is put together is, first of all, we know diabetics have a lot of symptoms, similar, for example, neuropathy.
Okay.
Okay, now if you take the oil and what we just did, the anointing, then you're increasing your oxygen level in the body.
Okay.
Your limbs, which are furthest out, your hands, for example, the circulation improves,
Hmm.
and then you have to anoint your legs. So get the bottom of your feet, your ankles, your knees, and everything in between. And what it'll do is it'll stop the neuropathic neuropathy conditions.
Okay, because I noticed on the bottom of your feet, you also have these just
Reflexology.
meridians. So I would take, when you're at home and comfortable, you can put the neem oil on your bottom of your feet too.
Correct.
And let it sit up at least 5 minutes to be absorbed.
Yeah. And
Okay.
you'll find you're getting rid of gout, you're getting rid of inflammation, funguses, nail funguses. If you got dark nails, they'll start to lighten. Whether you have diabetes or not, it doesn't make a difference because you're standing on your feet. Most people stand on their feet all day working.
Okay.
So they're always compressing onto their ankles and whatnot. So if you apply it, what I call anointing the feet, just like you anoint your head,
Right.
and when you finish anointing your feet, you breathe it in again because that oxygen is going to help you. So you put your socks on and you go to sleep, and you get up the next day, inflammation is gone, and one night you feel lighter, and
Wow.
you know.
I guess it'd be nice if you can get somebody to massage your feet with the
Oh,
neem oil.
that would be great. So now you got the Harataki water that you're drinking, and you can get with the fruit you'll get, and you make your own anywhere from 10, 15, 20 gallons of it.
Yeah, I was telling somebody that each bag gives you anywhere from 30 to 45 gallons.
It depends. Some people gotten more, some people gotten less. It's a
Wow.
natural fruit. It's going to give off as much juice it's going to give off. Now the gymnema is this one here. The reason why this is in the package is because it's called the sugar destroyer.
Okay.
And God knew that in this day and time, we're gonna be in America and eat everything sweet.
Oh, Lord.
So,
Especially the high fructose corn syrup. No. Oh, boy. Go ahead.
So what this does is, we have 6 tastes on our tongue, 10,000 taste buds.
Okay.
Each taste bud has bitter, pungent, astringent, sweet, sour, salty.
Okay.
So what this does is it naturally paralyzes your sweet and bitter component of your taste buds. So when you pick up sweet things, it'll be nasty, so you start putting them down.
Okay.
So that's important.
That's true.
So that'll start breaking your habit of just picking up sweet things. And then what it does is it'll go to your pancreas. It'll regenerate your pancreatic beta cells so that you'll do 2 functions. One is to regulate what the sugar level is in the body, and then when it's needed, to drop insulin into the body by way of production. So a lot of people that are getting insulin shots and stuff like that, they're doing themselves a disservice in a sense because your body's saying, wait a minute, you got all this insulin here. I don't have to produce this no more. Let's go on vacation.
Okay. Okay.
So your pancreas go on vacation.
Okay.
And the other aspect we were talking about with the Alzheimer's, with the plaque and the mucus, that also happens down there. So you want to cleanse that out. Now, the thing that happens for diabetics, and if you notice that nowadays there's more dialysis centers than anything around on the planet right now.
Oh, Lord.
They're popping up like Chinese stores,
Like drugstores.
yeah, and liquor stores. So what it does is it counters a urinary tract infection, which then can lead to kidney malfunction, shutdowns, and whatnot because of infectious attacks at the kidney.
So the drugs that they give you for diabetes is leading into destroying the kidneys, so they put you on dialysis.
Correct.
So that's a moneymaker thing for the drug companies, right?
Yeah, I used to do billing for a dialysis company in New York years back.
Okay.
And believe me, each visit was at least we were billing like $3,000 per visit.
Wow.
And they're coming in
man.
3 days a week.
Wow.
So you don't think the doctor's gonna be standing there with a gun if somebody try to stop that?
Stop that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's gonna
right.
happen. Now the last component is the neem tablets, and the reason why that was put together because neem also fights diabetes on its own, but what the goal was to clean out that liver. Because
Okay.
a lot of people are taking medications and all kind of stuff.
Right.
So by cleaning out your liver and cleaning out your blood, that lethargicness and everything just disappears.
We got a couple of callers. You ready to take one or two? I told them after about 9:30, so it's 9:33. Okay, caller, you got a question or comment for Dr. Bombay, who's going to be at Healthwise this Saturday at 2 to 4?
I was concerned with the item, some of the things he was talking about having to do with diabetic. I forgot the word that he used, but I was wondering if you could go over that a little bit.
Well, we covered it once. Can you come to the event Saturday? Because we got a lot of things to cover, bro. Is that okay?
What about, will he be there today or tomorrow?
No, he's going to be there Saturday between 2 and 4. Can you make that?
Okay, let me just say one thing
Okay.
for this.
Okay,
gentleman.
can you hang up and listen to his answer
Okay.
so we can free the lines up?
Let me
right.
just say this.
Okay,
Let me
thank you,
just
bro.
say this because I should have said it earlier too. First of all, we're not here to treat, diagnose, or
Okay.
cure anybody.
Okay.
So I don't cure diabetes. I don't cure AIDS. Because that's not my jurisdiction. That's not what I have license to do.
Okay.
My license from God, and that's to become whole.
Okay.
So now, if you have diabetes, you can become whole.
Okay.
If you got AIDS, you got cancer, you can become whole.
Okay.
But we're not here to cure nobody. So I just hope people don't get the wrong idea. When you are made whole, you don't have diabetes. When you're made whole, you don't have cancer and things like that. So
Well, I know the word cure is illegal to use, and I'm not a doctor, lawyer, nutritionist, or dietitianist, but I read a lot, share a lot, love a lot, hug a lot, and I'm always trying things, and people give me testimonies and after testimonies, how these products has worked for them. So I share that with folks. Hopefully, you share with other folks because you know each one teach one is so powerful
correct.
because the media, a lot of folks life is based on what they see and what they read. Well, 90% of what you see and what you read is controlled by one entity, that's not telling you the truth because these folks got stock in the drug companies. Okay, and so we got stock in God. So we're looking forward to you being there Saturday. We can answer your questions in more detail and things like that. It's up to you if you want to get healed because God has given us all the ability to heal ourselves in any disease just like that. It's been proven over and over again. They got all kinds of stories in the Bible how that has happened. It's just amazing. But God has not forsaken us. We got another question, another caller. You got a question or comment?
Yes, good morning, Mikhail. How are you?
I'm doing super duper. Hope you are too.
And I am. And to Dr. Bombay, how are you today, sir?
I am good, thank you.
You know what, Mikhail? This must have been, you must have been connecting with me because I was going to call you today and ask, where is Dr. Bombay? And I look up today, and who's sitting up there next to you? Dr. Bombay. Dr. Bombay, okay. What I would like to ask you, and you all hit on three things, and then I'm going to hang up, and I'll listen off the air. One, like Mikhail, you were speaking about, Alzheimer's and people with dementia. Okay, what about the people that have nervous breakdowns? Do you have anything for that? Because if the blood is not going all the way to the brain, connecting to the brain, then it sits off different signals. So people will have nervous breakdowns. And we're having a lot of that mental illness, in this world today. So that's one of them. Two, Dr. Bombay, I would not be able to get to your meeting this Saturday because I have to attend a funeral. But could you give out your number, and then and will you be carrying all his products, Mikhail, from this point on?
Yes, we've been carrying his products as much as we can, okay, because it's in high demand, so we do run out just like every other major store in the country, but we do the best we can to keep it in stock. And when we get low, we order. We don't wait till we run out to order. We get low, we order. And because Dr. Bombay is traveling around the world, and so because of that, we got a pretty good system where we don't run out, but if we usually can get the products in 2 or 3 days if we do run out. But we do our best to keep it going.
Okay, and
have it available.
that's fair. That's fair. Okay, and so Dr. Bombay, because I do the neem oil and I do the teriyaki seeds. I'm going to try. Well, I don't have diabetes and sugar and all that. I'm in great health, but I think I just want to cleanse my liver out, and I will get the liver, the one for the liver, and then you know what? When I come over there to Mikhail, he can read my face and tell me what I need.
Oh,
You think I didn't know about that one, did you, Mikhail? I got you on that one. And Mikhail, I'm Fidel's friend.
Fidel, okay, all right.
Now you know who I am. And Dr. Bombay, you did the stretching on me out in Southfield.
Oh, okay.
And and I don't know if you're still doing that. And if you are, could you elaborate on that? And I'm going to hang up and listen because it really helped me out a lot.
Okay, beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, and I would, and Dr. Bombay, before you leave, give your number so I can have your number.
Yeah, if you don't even get on the air, you can always get it over at Healthwise because they have it. Now you mentioned a few things now, so let me see if I can
Yeah,
remember all
yeah.
of those things.
She made a broke down a
Hopefully,
list.
I don't have my Alzheimer's
Well,
going
I'm a
So
registered
she
nurse.
said she gonna hang up because some other
Okay,
folks trying to get in.
okay, and I'm just a registered nurse, so I'm just sitting on the points to help people out there to get your products.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay,
All right.
thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye now.
Okay, now number one was Alzheimer's, frayed nerves. I believe that was the first order of the day.
Nervous breakdown.
Nervous breakdown and
Yes.
stuff like that. Yeah. Now we're all just a bundle of nerves.
Okay.
You know. So now, if we can find something that can calm those nerves down, then of course we're going to be ahead of the game. And that's what happens, like with the fruit. Most people are trying to get high because they're trying to get with the most high. This will get you with the most high.
I love that.
You know, so when you start taking this and you bite into the fruit, that bitterness. Remember, I told you of all the 6 tastes, bitter is divine.
Okay.
You know, and bitter wakes up your spirit. This is what I wake people up in the hospitals. When I go to the hospitals, I wake them up by spraying their tongue with the
Bitters, huh?
the bitter,
Okay.
which is the haritaki. You know, is bitter.
Okay. That's
You know,
true.
so so now when you bite into it and that bitterness wakes up your spirit, I mean, calms down all your nerves.
Okay.
So you feel this fearlessness. You know, you're not afraid of anything.
Yeah. Yes.
You know, so we're trying to promote fearlessness because that's who your creator is, and that's what he put on the planet for you. So when you come Saturday, we'll talk about it further. The other thing was when she was talking about frayed nerves and things like that, is a product called Giloy.
Okay.
Now, Giloy is also called the herb of immortality.
Can I see that?
Yes, sir.
Because I'm in class too. Y'all go ahead.
So what this Giloy does is it helps your cells to communicate and coordinate with each other. So let's say if you got somebody else's kidney or liver, now you can coordinate with that other person's liver or kidney or heart.
Okay.
Okay, and then what it also does is stitches the nerves back together. So a lot of frayed nerves, as she mentioned, will come together, and this also goes deep into the cells to clean. I'm talking about cleaning in the microcirculatory channels of your cells. Nothing goes that deep.
Wow. Okay.
You know, it'll chase down things that go into the cell that don't belong and out.
Okay. So, because I know I've been studying cancers, it like build this shell around itself to protect itself, and then your natural immune system doesn't affect it, and then for some reason the mitochondria doesn't attack it. You know, but we know the silver water has attacked it, and now you're telling me this, how you pronounce this again?
Giloy.
Giloid. It attacks that? It goes into all
yeah.
the cells? Okay. Okay, and I know with our collagen reconstruction water at Healthwise that helps with the low surface tension, taking that along with this because
it'll
that
be
gets
awesome.
into the cells too. So you're talking about a real powerful.
Very powerful.
Okay, I'm liking
And if you
this.
put neem with it, forget it, because it'll help rebuild the sheathing and everything in your nerves.
Okay.
You know, so now the signal is stronger with that, and the Tulsi comes in. With the
Okay.
Tulsi capsule, what you can do is then de-stress the cells simultaneously. So
You know-
you're de-stressing the cells, you're calming down the nerves, you're going deep into the cells and cleaning them up, and you're putting them all together.
So that's kind of like one of the things. I mean, so many different nerve conditions. I think about a dear friend of mine that's dealing with MS.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
these herbs right here is going like right into the herbs to wake him back up.
Yeah. The
All
cells,
right,
yeah.
all right. I'm loving
Now
that.
think about this: when people are doing drugs, we're doing heroin and all this kind of stuff.
Right.
The drugs have a chemical that bonds to your cell. Now, once it bonds to your cell, that cell is not communicating with other things anymore, and that chemical is telling that cell, I need some more drugs.
Yeah.
I need to go back to
That's where
drugs.
that addiction come in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just like having fungus inside, cancer, you know, that's always demanding sweet things
Right.
and whatnot, you know, in the
Right.
body. So what this does is has chibulogenic acid in it, which actually breaks that chemical bonding
I love it.
with the cell.
See if we can get another question in
Sure.
here because I don't know
Time
about
is
y'all, but y'all got to come Saturday because this is great. This caller, you got a question or comment? Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Good
ma'am.
morning.
Good
morning, gentlemen. Thank you for taking my call, Michael.
Yes.
I'd like to ask Dr. Bombay about what does he have for hypertension?
Hypertension.
Yes.
Okay, do you want to hang up and listen to his response?
I will. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, with the same thing with hypertension. You could take the fruit juice. You could take the tulsi capsules,
Okay.
which will help. The neem, which is also very important.
Okay, the Torsi capsules. Where's, you got that up here anywhere?
Let's see.
Is this it? No? Okay.
Well,
Okay. So just spell the Tosi from
Tulsi, Tulsi capsules.
Tulsa.
SI.
Okay. So the Tulsi capsules, now that deals with the hypertension, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, people have reported that it helps with their hypertension.
Yeah.
I always thought it would deal with pain, but go ahead. I just wanted to
No,
get
that's
that
okay.
word in there because I'm studying these herbs. I want to learn these things.
Well, when you come Saturday, we'll define it a little bit more for you. But
Okay.
the bottom line is that once, like we did the oil,
Okay.
you feel calm.
Okay.
After you did the oil, you felt real calm.
Right.
And what that means is your oxygen level just went up. Your heart is slowing down. When your heart slows down, things calm down in the body to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And if your heart slows down, your breathing is good, your oxygen levels are high, they say you live longer because you're not taking those heavy breaths. People, doing that, they have a short lifespan from all the medical studies and scientific studies. So when you start doing that, when I say nervine tonic also, your digestion, if it's not complete, that's going to cause problems, within you.
Okay.
So when you can break that digestion down and it's not a problem anymore, it's when you can eat something and not have to keep thinking about it being in your belly causing causing
Okay.
issues and things,
Right. Right.
and your attention is not on God anymore, it's in your belly.
Okay.
So the goal is to get back to that. Now, the component besides the herbs too, which I'd like to get people to understand, is that they got to meditate. They need to meditate. Our time is being stolen right now because we don't meditate.
So you're going, because a lot of folks say, how do you meditate? So you're going to teach us how to meditate on Saturday?
Absolutely. When you come in
Okay.
on Saturday, I'm going to show you how to meditate, and I have a particular breathing exercise for everybody too.
Oh, wow.
This is going to be the most.
Okay.
the mo-
Meditate, breathing exercise. I'm loving it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, with this breathing exercise, you'll be able to get abs without running and doing major pushing equipment up and down.
Are you talking about that 6-pack, an 8-pack?
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, yeah.
wow, man.